as I was scrolling, looking for some videos, I found something very, very interesting. Now remember, in the previous videos, we figured out that the people that are involved or that were around Nolan Wells, they're very, very connected. So much so that they're connected to like politicians and shit. Now this goes deep because this lets me know that there are people that's out there that's really trying to cover things up. And as we seen Christine Wansley on this talk show, she said when she informed the police officers of what was going on with her son, that the police officer, he just waved it off and was careless. And she said, "Where's the urgency?" But what we about to go over now is a clip and an audio of police officers going to the alleged judge house, y'all. But before we get into that, y'all make sure y'all hype this video. Make sure you like to get this out there in the algorithm. And please hit the subscribe button. It's only a button. I've seen some people say, yeah, I've been rocking with you for 2 years, and you know, I just decided to hit the subscribe button last week. We can't get nowhere as a people doing shit like that, y'all. So for those that are just sitting there and you still haven't hit the subscribe button, we waiting on you. We need all hands on deck. We gotta prove to God that we can move as a unit. Let's get into it, y'all.
Negative. We're en route to the judge's house now. You said y'all are en route to the judge's house or from the judge's house? En route to the judge's house. Destined for. I keyed up on you. Appreciate it. 10-4.
32, finish up with whatever you got and get down here.
Currently dealing with a potential missing person.
You have all the information from the 1050.
10-4.
I'm 1024, 10-8. Give me a J2.
10-4.
Two guys in front of guy on the sand are fighting out in the water. Now watch his feet go up.
I want y'all to pay close attention, because when I say all we have is us to rely on, I'm gonna need everybody to get with it. My people, hear my voice, please. All we have is us. Watch this.
Hey y'all, hey, there has been some update on Christine Wansley's legal team. And the legal team now consists of Ahmad R. Smith, a African-American attorney with A.R. Smith Law PLLC, who joined her case on August the 11th. Which this is very interesting because once he entered into the case, it led to the withdrawal of 3 of the other YT attorneys, Gary Bufkin, Luke Whitaker, and Joel J. Everett from Carol Bufkin PLLC, who
So they said, oh, he coming on? We don't want to be a part of it no more.
The motion to withdraw from representation of Christine Wansley on August the 12th of 2026. The legal team is currently still working on obtaining records for social media, etc., etc., etc. It does not change the case at all. Anything that they have found while they were working for this case is still, it's not going to cause any prejudice or undue delays. But they did not explain why they withdrew. But that's questionable. I don't know.
Why you think they withdraw? Why? All snakes can't be trusted. And I'm not going to try to figure out which snake is venomous or not. Now, what scares me is that being as though that they've been on a case and they know certain things that the other side don't know, are they taking that information and revealing it anywhere? These are my questions. Were they threatened by anybody? Well, all of a sudden, the black guy come through. Y'all want to leave now. All we have is us, y'all. We need all hands on deck, y'all, because these evil people, no matter what position that they're in, they're going to show their true colors for the world to see. And what that's going to do is ignite a wake up in our people. That's what we want.
We begged him to get on the boat. He wouldn't get on the boat. It's things like this. You are locking yourself down to specific facts. And what law enforcement does from that point is they either verify or disprove those specific facts. And once you start poking holes in somebody's story, what that leads to is statements of, oh, well, that's not what I meant. What I meant was this. You make another statement, they poke holes in that, and so on and so on. Classic law enforcement behavior, but this Warren Hudson guy is doing it for them. The cops just have to sit back and watch. Now, it's possible this guy had absolutely nothing to do with it, but if he did, if he is remotely involved, if he has information, he is committing just a classic blunder. He needs to keep his mouth shut. Don't talk to the cops. Don't go on a podcast and talk about it. It just boggles the mind sometimes what people do, things that they're not supposed to do. Anyhow, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Tell me in the comments. I appreciate everybody watching. This is Keith the Lawyer.
There you go. Keith the Lawyer. I ain't got no problem with that. But some of y'all do, so let's talk about it. Some of y'all really want this case to just go away. Ain't gonna happen. Yeah, man. Let's focus on Nolan's final hours. Who was present? What Nolan allegedly said, and how he was supposed to get home. I mean, it ain't like you left him somewhere where there's a bus route, or even where he could walk home, you know? He would have had to either swim back to shore, or catch a ride on a boat or a helicopter or something. Hey, listen, fam, you ain't gotta listen to me. Listen to Warren. Listen to both versions. In fact, listen to all versions of the stories that he tell. Warren can't keep his mouth shut. Loose lips, sink ships, man, you ain't heard? Did the Tatum interview backfire? We get to that on another one, because I got something for that. I got something for that. The times, the locations, specific claims can potentially be compared with electronic and physical evidence. That's something they probably didn't think all the way through. Warren versus the evidence. So let's forget about the internet rumors for a moment. Let's compare Warren's claims against the GPS phone data, the videos, the photos, and other witnesses. That's all that really needs to be done. Because Warren ain't got to convince me. His story has to survive the evidence. You dig?
Man, shout out to the OG Willie D for putting in that work, man. Y'all remember one of the boys said Nolan was always trying to get on the boat with us. He always wanted to ride with us. Why in the hell would he choose to be on some damn island if the homies is ready to get up out of there? I think what we heard in that Cito call, they not gonna gaslight us. That was what it was. That's what it was. And you know what? The world heard it.
So what we're about to see next is they're gonna turn on each other. They're gonna point the finger, and now they're gonna be a battle between one family against the other family. Oh yeah, it's gonna get deep. It's because the evidence is so overwhelming that they're not trying to look like murderers. Nah. They're privileged, you know what I mean? They think they're privileged, but they don't want to be murderers. And they thought they can get away with it. So now, watch how they're going to battle with one another, family against families, attorney against attorney. Watch this. Privilege against privilege is coming. It's going to all come. Watch.
I don't think the loyalty is going to run that deep, being as though that they are young men. They don't have enough skin in the game to be loyal to one another like that. So if one of them is keeping the other's secret, he's not going to be able to go the distance to keep that secret. With everything going on the internet, and you have to be seen outside. I know you want to go to the movie theater. I know you want to go out with your girl, but you holding in this secret, and now you got to walk around with shit on your face all because of this guy. You know something, but you're not saying nothing. I don't think they are that tough to hold that in, and I think somebody gonna crack, y'all.
I've chimed in on the Nolan Wells of it all yet because I'm still synthesizing the information. But I just watched a video. It is midnight. I just finished a workout and something clicked. I watched a video that made something else click that I watched earlier today, and that's this. The kid calls for a tow. The woman, Vicky, calls the captain to do the tow. And she says, this kid's grandfather, this Jerry Ackerman, is a member. Before she says the guy's name, the captain says, Jerry? I just got off the phone with him. I literally just got off the phone with him. And he said that they don't need a tow, that they're fine. So, hold on. The grandson is calling for the tow simultaneous to the grandfather calling the captain of the towboat saying they don't need a tow before the captain gets a call from Vicky. When did the kid call the grandfather? While the boat is sinking, he called grandfather for what could grandfather possibly do for you? He called the grandfather for advice. What the fuck do we do? This kid's dead. Grandfather said, you gotta make a trail, that you tried to get help, that there was an accident, something happened, the boat's going under. Okay, it's a boat. Call. So there is a recording of you trying to get help for something, and we'll figure it out later. I think that their story has evolved.
That's why he was on the phone call like, I don't know. I don't know. Somebody told me to call you. That's all I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
But that was what the grandfather thought of then, to create a timestamp in history of what was happening, what they were doing, where they were, and that there was a completely different emergency happening, nothing to do with Nolan, okay? And the grandfather did not want to get billed for this tow, and obviously didn't want the captain to go and happen upon whatever the fuck's going on, so he preempts the emergency call to the captain and says, hey, you might get a call, but they don't need it. I walked them through it. It's fine. It was an alibi advised by the grandfather. You remember the Murdoch documentary series? You remember that, right? You remember when his son killed a girl in a boating accident, right? And how they completely jumped into action immediately without skipping a fucking beat to do a cover-up. They all get back, they all wipe all of, in unison, all wipe their social media. Why would you have to do that? Well, why the fuck would you have to do that? If you left him on the island, why are you deleting all of your social media? Another thing.
Hold on, before I forget my thought. Most of us have watched Forensic Files. Most of us have watched these crime documentaries and all of that. The majority of the people that be on those documentaries and shit, who are they? Exactly. That brings me to my next thought. Certain people specialize in crimes and how to get away with it and shit. And what happens is they accumulate that knowledge. There are certain rumors that's passed down to their grandchildren. I heard great granddad. Perfect example. Do y'all remember the Zodiac killer? So a couple years back, the Zodiac killer's grandson came out and said, "That's my granddad." They said, "Prove it." And he proved it. I'm showing y'all that this is a part of people's lineage. This is what they do. This is why they're so quick with it. And you got people on the internet like, how they think of that so fast? No, you can't think of that fast because that ain't how your people got down. But there are people who specialize in crimes and shit and how to get away with it. That's why they so quick with it, y'all.
Another thing.
I couldn't imagine that they want to get underage drinking on camera. So what they had articulated to me that it wasn't abnormal for people not to snap and not to do a lot of pictures and things like that because they were focused on
But you
being
told me
off of the
they
main
showed
man.
you pictures and videos.
Yeah,
so
but
they
it's
did
not
take
uploaded.
pictures and videos.
No. It's not a lot of pictures and they weren't uploaded.
Shut the fuck up, Brandon, because he is spinning his wheels here, trying to convince Nancy that the boys were telling the truth. They let me see their videos on their phones. And that, of course, they wouldn't want to film themselves drinking. They all film themselves drinking. No, but they wouldn't upload it onto Snap. Here's why he just fucked up. The mother, one of the first days after this all happened, the mother said, we wanted his phone because he had snapped and we wanted to see the snaps that he had snapped. And the snaps were deleted. So she had seen his snaps. The whole point of Snapchat is that you are able to post things that maybe you don't want a record of. But at least everyone knew you were having fun. The stuff deletes. You know if someone screenshots it. So he had absolutely snapped. They wanted to go into his phone, into his account, because you can see your historic snaps. And those were gone. And today, Crump, the family via Crump, subpoenaed Snapchat and Meta. Why would they do that if they didn't absolutely see his snaps that those kids deleted? And this Brandon Tatum is helping them cover it up. Ew, Brandon Tatum. Anyway, those are my thoughts right now.
Sometimes when I'm speaking from old memories, I may not have the facts and everything lined up exact because I'm getting it off the fly. But I know y'all was looking at me like, what is he talking about? Check this out, y'all.
My grandpa is the motherfucking Zodiac killer, and this is not clickbait. So please, I need the power of the internet to share this, bookmark it, and blow my comment section up. I want to start off by saying this is not just based off physical appearance. I typed in my grandpa's name on Google the other day, and to my surprise, internet sleuths have been throwing my grandpa's name around for years, connecting him as the Zodiac motherfucking killer. As you can see here in all these pictures on the screen somewhere, that it looks exactly like my grandpa. Let's talk about it. My grandpa was a Vallejo police officer. Yes, the same area where the Zodiac killer's fucking killings took place. Let's move forward. Let's talk about the Darlene Sharon murder. Let me tell you, this is not in any order, but the more evidence I give you, you are going to be convinced that my grandpa is in fact the Zodiac killer. Darlene Farron and her boyfriend Mike are...
He said he's a police officer. The 3Ks, they not walking around with the hoodies anymore. They are the judges. They are the lawyers. They are the police officers. Keep that in mind.
Forgot the fucking guy's name. We're driving around Vallejo one night, a night that my grandfather happened to be on duty, driving an unmarked police car and wearing plain clothes. Mike, who ended up surviving the shooting, said that they were being followed around by this car all night in Vallejo before they pulled into Blue Rock Springs. They said when they parked, the car pulled in, a man hopped out of the car, and Darlene, the girl who passed away, said, "Oh my God, that's Richard. He's gonna kill us both." Apparently, she was dating a police officer in Vallejo behind her husband's back. She was apparently a thotty. Rest in peace, Darlene Farron. So this guy in her passenger seat is one of her many boyfriends. And it was well known by her friend group that she was dating a Vallejo cop, although she never told them the name. She had a painting party at her house a few weeks before her murder. And it was said that my grandfather, Richard Hoffman, showed up uninvited, and she told her circle of friends that she is scared to death of him, and he was not invited there. My grandpa denies these claims. He says he never laid eyes on her, but then later goes on to say, "I know that she worked at a restaurant locally here in Vallejo." How the fuck have you never laid eyes on her, Grandpa? You tell me about that. Let's move forward. As Mike said, right before they got shot, she said, "That's Richard. He's gonna kill us both." My grandpa's name is fucking Richard Hoffman. Now let's talk about something else that I thought was really weird. In a letter that the Zodiac wrote, and my grandpa's police reports, and also this poem that I'm going to talk about later, my grandpa spells the word until wrong. He spells it wrong. He puts 2 L's at the end. Where in multiple letters of the Zodiac wrote, he also spells until with 2 L's at the mother end. Well, let's talk about the Sherry Bates murder that took place a couple years before the Darlene Farron murder. She was in a library doing her homework. She had just moved from Nebraska. Nebraska, why do I mention that? Because my grandpa lived in Nebraska. My mother, biological mother, was born in Nebraska. My grandpa was also in the Navy. Sherry Bates' brother was also in the Navy. This is weird, right? It's all coming together. Well, this murder took place. She was at the library studying one night. She leaves and gets shot up, where they found a poem handwritten underneath a motherfucking desk. And forensic analysis and handwriting analysis say that it's the exact writings of the Zodiac. And they say that this is possibly the first killing that the Zodiac ever did. Well, this letter was initialed RH at the very bottom. RH, Richard Hoffman. Forensic analysis experts said that letter was written by the Zodiac. So why is no one connecting this to my...
Y'all need to see what these people look like. Y'all need to see what these people look like. So y'all can't trust every smile. Understand the lineages that these people come from. They your regular average looking people with family secrets that you would never think of, that's hidden in the basements and in the attics. History.
Experts said that letter was written by the Zodiac. So why is no one connecting this to my motherfucking grandpa? Somebody tell me why. It is said that my grandpa and Darlene, the one who got shot in Blue Rock Springs, had a romantic sexual relationship behind everybody's back, behind my grandma's back. Let's talk about his character. My grandpa's character, he was known in my family to be abusive, controlling, manipulating, and also unfaithful to my grandmother. Now we're gonna sit here and pretend that my grandpa didn't do this shit. They also say that the crime scene was tampered with. Why did Darlene's family get a call that she was shot before the cops even knew about it? And that call was placed by a payphone outside of Vallejo Police Department. Someone tell me that. And my grandpa was first on scene to that shooting. And later it was revealed that scene was tampered with. My grandpa showed up on scene within 5 minutes of the shooting being reported. He sent away the officers that responded with him. Who sends away responding officers on a possible double murder? And the crime scene was tampered with. It was later revealed. So you're still gonna tell me my grandpa is not the Zodiac? What are we gonna do about it? I don't fucking know. My grandpa's on vacation in a grave somewhere. But I'm convinced.
Do y'all know how many men y'all see at the coffee tables? At your local restaurants, they just chilling. Y'all look at this. How many men y'all seen like this? Just chilling. And you got your kids with you. They like, "Hey, little tiger." And they just speaking to your kids. I'm telling you, don't be letting these people rub on your kids' braids and shit. "Oh, I like your afro. Get your goddamn hands on my damn child." I'm telling you, y'all, they did a lot of stuff back in their day. These are secrets that they have. But I just wanted to elaborate on that point of why would somebody hurry up and call their grandfather, and why would their grandfather be able to think so quickly? That's the history, y'all. and it's all over us. Understand what America was built off of. But that's the end of the video. I went way over time. This is supposed to be a quick joint, but I hope y'all still listen. If you're still here 20 something minutes later, let me know in the comments section you're still rocking with me. Make sure y'all hype this video and make sure you subscribing to get this information out in the algorithm to prompt other people to tell their family secrets. This is why we all hands on deck. The truth must get out. Big Kish signing out. I'm gone, y'all.